Hey, it's Janelle. I'm coming to you live. We're going to do a invoking of the spiritual realms and get you in the loop of things, if you would. So I have both going right now, and I can see your questions as they come in. So feel free to shoot those to me. Well, I'll get started in just a minute. All right, so we're letting, my allergies are nuts right now. Okay. All right, so let me know you're there. If not, I'm gonna get started. So one of the things that happens is that, we live in a world which is very 3D, right? What our eyes show us, what our ears hear, the logical realms of what we think is going on around us and what we observe around us. But the truth is, as we all have felt and known, there is a lot more going on behind the scenes. There's a lot more happening that our eyes cannot perceive, or our ears may sometimes see, or our eyes may sometimes happen to catch. So if you're tuning in live, congratulations. You are going to witness me calling in the unseen realms of the universe and bringing them to you in the form of a drawing actual time as we progress. And this is one of my skill sets, is to be able to invoke your guides and teach you how to move in the unseen world. It is literally my favorite thing to do. One of my greatest passions is to see you all connect with your natural ability, accessing your intuition, and also claiming your birthright, as I call it. So I'm going to get started in just a minute. Hang on. And this is going to be, if you have any questions or anything that you've ever wanted to know about guides or spirituality or anything like that, this is the place to go to ask. Nothing is off limits. I'm sort of like this space of everything that you ask, you're going to get a direct answer. I do not have an edit button. Probably sometimes would be better, but I don't. And so with that being said, hold on one second. Facebook is doing a lot of things to me. Hang on. So when it comes to the realms, one of the things that I often hear is how do you know? Like, how do you know they're with you? How do you know your guides are connecting to you? Those type of things. And the truth is that it requires sight, right? And so my ability from a very young age, and this is why I wanted to bring that to you, is that I have the gift of sight and hearing, so much so that it began when I was literally 18 months old. I didn't come in with amnesia like a lot of people do. I didn't have to wake up to my connection. I didn't have to grow into my connection. The opposite is actually true for me. My connection was so strong and it became like a magical playland for me. And so that's the foundation of my work from very early on, was this experience of creating a magical playland that we all get to exist in and have fun with, and it not be such a daunting thing or like a separatism thing in that sense. So I'm going to get busy on invoking. And so what I'm going to do right now is what I always do when I go into this space. I honor the sacred space that connects you and I. So I'm just going to ask all the ascended masters, the angels, the teachers and guides, the fairies, the magical realms unseen in this world. I ask you to remove all stones, leave no information out. All information is revealed in the highest good for all parties watching this, both now and later. And may it shift and move things in their life so that they have a clarity and a resonance with their intuition and ground that into this reality. From the magical world of the 5D, we are accessing that and bringing that down into the 3D. So I ask you to remove all obstacles and blind spots, allowing us to do so. Thank you. And let us have a smooth transition with the internet and Wi-Fi and all the places that it exists. And whatever questions that anyone has, allow them to be asked in the space of receiving with open-heartedness and play. And so be it. All right, so I am going to get started drawing what I'm seeing, because now I'm in the duality of the world. So not that it doesn't have, that's like all the time for me anyway. So pen and pencil and paper, we're going to get busy. All right. I'll show you how I'm going as I go. The first thing that's coming in is the element of the elements. And the elements, or the elementals as I call them, are the grounding forces in this world. They are the, if you see me looking around, it's because when I connect or when I'm channeling in or looking in this way, my eyes are not focusing on the natural world. They're focusing on the world that exists outside of you, outside of me. And so I'm going to continue to draw what I'm seeing. So this is a channeled art of the magical realms that exist around you, that are currently getting created as we speak, based on your connection and whatever else is happening currently in our world. And I love that I'm doing it on full moon, by the way. Let me know if you have any questions. Good morning, Debbie. So one of the things that I find so fascinating is that there's no separation between this and that. It just exists around you. And some of those people that have known me for a while know that this is really, there is really not any separation or any, I don't have to like magically open something up to connect. Literally, this has been 30 years of my life is working with people and connecting with the magical realms that exist around them. Not only that, but loved ones too. So I'm excited to bring this to you in this way. I have no idea what they're going to show me. Right now, I'm working in the elements, which is elemental. They are, as you would think, very strong elements of air, earth, water, and yeah, you'll see me kind of drift off as this is like the first when I'm connecting with this space in meditation. Like I said, I have no idea what's going to show up. If you're just tuning in, I am drawing a live depiction of what I'm seeing in the magical realm, and it will take shape as we go because it's getting created as we speak. Which I'm so thrilled about offering this as a sacred space. If you have any questions about the unseen world, whether it comes to intuition, how that affects your business, or guides, angels, archangels, sound therapy, sound frequencies, any of those things, fairies, ascended masters, all of those things I connect with. You can say the magic of the universe and the unseen world is my playground. It really is. And it literally like thrills me to bring this to you guys and offer this as a space for you to connect to. So if you're just tuning in, I'm sketching a drawing of the unseen world and all the magical realms that exist around us that are unseen by the naked eye. And there are ways to access that in real time. I don't believe that any person is not meant to connect to that world. I believe that as people, we are born in the space of connecting in that way. I do, however, believe that, as we, lose our nuances as children and the real world gets, close to us and we start connecting with that space. And good question, Debbie. She asked how many angels do we have around us? Well, it's like, so here's the thing. You are all born with, and I'm sure you've heard this many, many times, you're all born with a guardian angel. And that guardian angel stays with you your whole life. They cannot intervene. They cannot override your free will. They are only meant to serve as a guidepost, if you would. Outside of that, and I'm going to go through all of the what I call the realms of angels, because angels are a very interesting particular energy that I really enjoy. And so there are the archangels that they teach in Catholicism. And then outside of that, and however many you get is just however many you choose that you want to experience, because there's no limits to how much support and how much room that they have to work with you. And so it kind of goes like that. So there are the archangels. As we go through those are, and here's an interesting fun fact that most people don't know, is that each one of the archangels is actually connected to a chakra, and each one of the archangels is connected to a sound, as in the keys, A, B, C, D, the keys on the keyboard, or I don't play music, so the letters of the songs. they're connected to that space. And they are invoked when you make that sound or create that frequency. Like example, when you connect to Archangel Michael, that connects with a certain chakra in your body, but it also has a sound or a tone that is connected to it. So if you're a sound healer, this is hugely beneficial to you, that there are sounds associated to the particular angels. And really, I find that really interesting. And then there are 21 angels outside of that work in all kinds of ways, like money, communication, romance, you name it. There are 21 angels outside of that assist us in that you can actually invoke and call into your life, as well as the archangels. And I think that most people don't understand that or realize that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And so invoking the angels is your birthright, just as invoking your spirit guides is your birthright. Just like growing your intuition or anchoring your intuition is your birthright. And I think that a lot of people kind of, assume that, like for people like me that come in connected, that it's just, for certain people, or, and I believe that it's, not everyone is supposed to heal and read and do, certain kinds of work, just because that's not what they're here to do. But the angels are a lovely energy to connect to. And you can actually, I've had people in session have their wings, their actual wings unfold on their back in my presence. And that is truly magical when that happens. I don't know, can't explain why or what, but anyway, with that being said, I am drawing the angels in the sense of in the magical realms, the fairies, the ascended masters. Right now I'm working on the elements that are coming in. So, but great question, Debbie, and I'm glad that you call in your angels. It's a really important thing. And so I'm just anchoring in the frequencies of the magical realm. Ooh, so much energy moving, so much. The elementals are coming through at this point. The elementals of the earth and the governing laws of the elemental. So the elementals are, they are beyond angels, beyond spirit guides. They are literally just an energy, just a frequency. They do not take form other than to take form of the grass, earth, dirt, wind, air, water, fire. That's it. That's literally the only energies, and they are almost formless, if you will. And they have a feeling, not necessarily there's a feeling associated with them, a signature frequency, if you would. And as I'm saying that, we get and you'll see me kind of switch gears as I'm drawing the magical realm. So ask me any questions that you have about anything fairies, guides, intuition. Right now, the fairies are coming through, which visually, I see them dancing in the trees. I see them, sometimes they make glimmers in my eyes, like would be like a lightning bug, you know, or that kind of feeling. And I'll show you kind of where we are. Let's see if you can see that. So this is what's coming through so far. These are the elementals. See how we're saying it's just a frequency, it's just a vibration. Let's see what else is shaping up as we get these fairies down here. I'm super excited to bring the fairies to you. And literally, I never know. Like I don't go into it with any preconceived ideas about anything. So, but I'm as I see it, I say it, kind of being in that sense. So there's that. And yes, you can build fairy gardens. This is actually a real thing. A deep breath. Moving out of the elementals into the space of the fairies is quite an interesting shift, I would say. Fairies are super small in the natural world, so I'm kind of trying to make them a little bit bigger so you can actually see what they look like in my view. So yeah, so that's a great question. How do you call in the guides? Is it like a prayer? Yes. So specifically, if you're wanting, yeah, an activation of your guides, there is specific kind of calling in the frequency of those particular guides that you work with, because obviously you don't want every being to come in, because truth, they are not all of the highest good, right? So you have to be very clear and intentional when you're invoking your guides. And it is really like this, what I call, think about a dance, you know, think about a movement, a flow, a rhythm, right? Of like, I'm right now, just kind of pay attention to what's happening and see if you can feel the energy, right? I'm calling it my guides as we're speaking. And it really is a flow, a rhythm, a breath, if you would. And so beginning that, it's so natural for me, right? That space is like, I call it a tango, a dance, right? Between us. And so much of my life has been spent there that it's kind of second nature. But the way that you call in your guides, your spiritual guides would be, the basic one would be, I'm calling in my spiritual team and all members of my highest good soul team to assist me in this life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The frequency of my guides is, because it's so strong, has the ability to kind of disrupt vibrational things, such as sound. I do believe that all guides have sound. That's my experience with them. So that's how I would, if I was just starting out, I would clarify with three things. One, I am now entering sacred space and I'm asking for my guides and my spiritual team to come and let me experience them and assist me. And I'm asking that they all be of the light and of the highest good for my life. Very important clarification there. Do not do it without being clear, absolutely clear. So many people do not, and I don't know why, because we just assume that, you know, that world is just all good, right? And nothing can come in that is not of the, but in my experience, sometimes people can get mixed up in a frequency of disconnectedness in that sense. So, all right, I've got a couple of fairies down here. I'd like, they come in threes for me, fairies do. So I'd like to see if I can get one more in there. Think about it like Tinkerbell dancing in the trees, dancing in the leaves. Sometimes if you let your vision kind of dissipate a little bit, you can see the flickering or the embers of a fairy in the trees just before dusk, or, you know. And so angels, that's how they feel to me. That's how fairies feel to me. Like these miniature things, if that makes sense, probably does. But yeah, that too. All of these are coming out pretty much with blonde hair, go figure. So let's see. Yeah. Full moon energy. Yeah. Mhm. Oh, by the way, there are trolls too, just so you know. Yeah. All the magical creatures that we think are fiction are not. So just so you're aware. All right. Yeah. Why do you think all the movies and all of that have magic in them? It truly does exist. It is a realm. It is a space largely unseen by the eye. And I do believe that, you know, in this lifetime, this is why I am so adamant that you connect with this space and that you begin to access your intuition and ground that into this life, because this is that time. At no other point in our history has it been more important to access this space of your intuition. Yeah, the fairies are coming out quite nicely. I'm excited about this because they literally brought their own personal tree to stand on. So I'm working on the tree right now. Quite interesting. So I think I might get some angels down here too today. We'll see. They're not forming yet, but I can hear them. They have a song, like I hear them and they come with a song. Kind of interesting, right? I think it's interesting. Let's see if I can get any orange on it. So if you're just tuning in, I am drawing the magical realms as they come forward for me. So we'll kind of give you another little. I don't know if you can see the little. Let me see if I can get a little closer to this. Trying to. That's the fire element. It's backwards, so these are the fairies. Here. These are the elementals. I'm working on the fire element over here as we speak. These are the fairies and their little tree that they decided to bring in for you. I can feel the angels starting to come through because I can hear their song. Just thought I'd share that with you. And just so you know, when I'm moving through the realms, I'm going to give you all the fun facts I find interesting and fun. They require different energy of my body to kind of help you give an idea. Just like when I'm connecting with loved ones, they require a different energy from my body. So I'm getting the element of fire, the elemental of fire right now. By the way, I don't know if you probably don't know this, but I have not, other than a handful of times for people, been able to draw their spiritual guides in the past, like Michael Beckwith and Sonia Choquette. Really the only two in my own, right, that I was able to kind of draw and invoke. So I'm pretty excited about that process to be able to bring that frequency in for you and allow you to tap into your guides. So it requires me to change my frequency depending on what I'm working with, or what is coming through me, or what I'm connecting to. I used to think that because sometimes I would stutter, or it seemed like I stumbled over my words when I was doing a live and in like classes that I would teach, because I've been teaching since honestly, really 2002. A long time. This is not my first rodeo. I was teaching all alongside with my retail business that I started when I was 21. So it's been a long, amazing journey of connection and depth and all those kind of. Ask me any kind of questions that you want to about your spiritual guides and how to connect with them, or the angels, or anything about the unseen world that you've ever wanted to know. Literally, the way that my connection works is that it is you ask a question, you get a direct answer. I don't have a filter. In that sense. Working on the element of fire as we speak. Yeah. Oh yeah, and here's a fun one for today, because we're in the holiday season. I'll talk about this, but there is actually an energy that is connected to, guess what? Santa Claus. He really is a spirit, and you really actually can connect to him. I have had him show up in my life in many, many, many ways. Fun story. I posted a while back about that and how he showed up for my daughters. And I did not realize how much of a spirit, or the spirit of Santa Claus, was until that happened is kind of crazy. Not that I don't believe in that. Obviously, I do believe in that, but I just didn't realize the magnitude of his spirit, how contagious it was, or how important it was to our world, and how invoking him and his vibration causes us to feel more joy and more lightness and more presence to magic. And that is my favorite place to play. All right, so I've just about got the element of fire down. And I can feel, like I said, I can feel the angels in there. There's no limit to how many team members or how many guides you can have, or how many angels you can have. It's unlimited, honestly, in what you get to experience here. So, okay, the element of fire is now captured. Let's see if I can hold it. I'm trying to hold it straight so you can see it. So this is what's getting created by me being in the space of the unseen world. Oh, we have some galactic guides too coming through. Oh, that's interesting. I'm glad that they showed up. Not a lot of people. Yes, I know, right? That he comes through. He has a big connection to joy and the presence of giving, and not, giving of the stuff, but giving of joy and laughter and those kind of things. And he really is. He is a spirit that shows up, and I was blown away. I did not know. It was an education. Angels, 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 angels. Ooh. Yeah, Debbie, yeah, I agree. Yeah. And, I think a lot of people probably miss the fact that, Saint Nicholas was or can be a spirit, an actual, and that's why they say the spirit of the season, right? The space of that. And, sometimes, I think we just take it for granted, a lot of because we think they're folklores or, whatever. And I have been proven wrong more times. And I don't have any preconceived ideas in that sense. I don't have any judgments around that. So I get surprised sometimes, which I like. There's also the like the mermaids and the creatures of the ocean, right? Those are a thing too. Because I'm also getting the connection of the ocean and its creatures. So right now I'm working in the angel frequency of the part of the angels that are coming through. I also did get a slight hint of some galactic energies or beings of other worlds that are coming in to make themselves known in this space. These particular angels, you'll hear me breathing as my body acclimates to the energy of calling in the particular frequency. Angels really have been guiding me my whole life since I was 3. It's the first time that I remember hearing angel guidance in my life. And they are always a whisper to me. It's never like, you know, they never assert themselves over you. Yeah, if you lose me, just jump back in. I'm gonna still be here capturing these beautiful angels that are coming through now. My particular angels come through with a certain, second, let me, there we go, with a certain frequency. My personal, viewpoint is that we can also have, as I've seen, people get their wings, their earth wing, which is a particular frequency, and one that makes me super excited. Bringing in this particular angel. So angels, I'm sure you've seen in your life them demonstrating themselves to you. They will show you numbers, repetitive synchronicities, or angels and your guides. So that is a particular component as well. Like this, I've never seen this particular angel before, so I'm really liking the wings that are kind of unfolding here. Show you a little angel, fire, elemental, fairies. Yeah. Okay. So, hang on. Ooh, I'm getting dizzy on this one. These are some heavy, heavy in the sense of just a huge energy with these galactic beings that are coming through now. These are coming from, I'll have to go figure this one out, because they're coming from and andromynous. Yeah. So I want to know what, like, I'll have to look this part up because I can hear it, but I cannot source what galaxy they're coming from. I just hear Andromeda. And yeah, that's right, Andromeda. Energy. And they actually, I'm giving them form in a basic sense, but I would say they typically don't have form, and they're more like a golden kind of blue energy, if you would. So they have a lot of people, I think, also too think that guides can just come from angels or spirit guides, and they don't think that we can access galaxies and that we are the that exist and whatever else. It's just not true. And if you're catching this on the replay and you've missed kind of this journey and have any questions about, there's the energies coming from Andromeda. So, just lost that one. Hey, Michelle. You're catching me drawing guides and the magic of the unseen world. Right now I'm working on some galactic guides from Andromeda that I just finished up. This is more like a universal drawing of what's coming out and what wants to be shared. I do draw individual guides, and it's a magical process where you spend an hour getting to intimately know your guides. And it's a very cool process. Very cool. Okay, the tree just got finished for the fairies here. Okay, we are getting some animal spirits coming through, which, not surprisingly, I just finished the tree, so it kind of makes sense. And I'm going to finish doing the earth frequency here. And interesting, if you caught the video of me drawing my guides, you would have seen that part of my energy connects to Pele, which is the goddess of the volcanoes and fire in Hawaii, an ancient goddess there. So. I'm getting the interesting, the energy of the eagle. So the spirit guide of the eagle is coming through with its big, massive wings and body. So I'm kind of drawing that right now. And it's really it's funny because it's like overlapping on the angel. You'll see me. So you can see that I'm starting to fill out the wings for the angel. Here's the tree for the fairies. Let's see if I can move that. The tree for the fairies. Here is the angel that just came forward. Here is the elemental, the earth, wind, fire, water. So we'll see what this eagle wants to do. As I said, seeing guides is nothing new for me. Being able to draw them and capture it for people is a whole other issue. So I'm really enjoying connecting with this space, because for me, it's sort of like I'm bringing the magic of what I see to you, right? At some point, I hope that they can invent a camera that, I can allow you to see actual time what I see. But until they do, this is my best vehicle for you in that sense. Yeah, those big, massive wings, I can feel the presence of that magical eagle there that is coming through. Woo. Yeah. So, and so if you've ever kind of wondered about, your team or guides or, what we have kind of assisting us on a daily basis, there are, people laugh at this, but it's true. There are the energies that help you with like money and time and, pretty much any kind of assistance that you could ever dream of, it's there for you. It's not limited at all by anything, really. Train of thought. So you'll notice, like I was telling you before, like sometimes when I'm in channel mode, it seems like I'm stuttering a little bit, but it's because my channel is trying to form words. Basically, it's through calling them in, calling that frequency in. And invoking is what I call invoking. That's why I call this this space that we're in right now invoking. And so the eagle is taking my presence away. I do have a class that's starting on December 12th about invoking your team and being able to access them. If you want more information about that, or the drawing of your guide, which I actually did for another client. And I just actually sent that into the mail. Actually, my husband sent it in the mail to him last week. And then I also sent one to Australia as a gift. So yeah, invoking your spiritual team. Yeah. So a quick rundown is you actually have a certain way that your soul calls that frequency in, and no two ways are the same. No two people connect with their guides or their angels or their animal spirits in the same way. So there's not a one size fits all, and that's that's why I teach it in the way that I do. I only take like 3 people on that journey with me because it is such an intimate space. And what gets created in that space is very sacred. And I cannot duplicate or replicate what comes out because I actually don't know. I don't know how your individual guides feel at this point because I'm not tapping into that space out of respect. But I will tell you that you do have your own way of connecting, and your guides have their own way that they prefer to connect with you. It's very intricate and highly complex, but it is meant to serve you. It is meant to help you. It is meant to assist you. And I think that's the misconception, is that it's only meant for a certain few, or it's only meant for, certain people like myself that are connected. But the truth is that I believe that it is one of the things that in our DNA, that it is meant for us to experience that based on God's design or source's design, however you want to call that, whatever feels comfortable for you. I call it God. You can call it whatever you want. But it is literally, I believe, a frequency that we are born to connect to. And I do believe that, God's source set us up with a wonderful support system that's here to assist us in so many ways. I mean, from health to money to, and I actually, I was laughing the other day because, I see Jesus or God. I mean, Jesus as this, what I call the OG healer, the first hands-on healer of the body, and the first, what I call alchemist, to turn water into wine, kind of thing. And that's a particular frequency that exists, and my teacher was Jesus. That was my first teacher. Because when I was younger, and I was told to go work with people, I had no idea what they were asking me to do. Like, I was like, what? Go work with people? How? Like, what does that look like? What am I supposed to be doing? Right? What is that? I don't know. What does that even look like? Who even knows? Right? And I certainly didn't have anybody in my family to go like, hey, it looks like this, sounds like this, right? And so off began my journey. And that's when I started learning about past lifetimes and the ability to move time and magic in that sense, and how your loved ones crossed over, and heaven, and the act of forgiveness, and all of those kind of great things in that space. So yeah. And so I do believe that, this space is meant for you, in the sense of it's not supposed to be something that's hidden. In that sense, it's meant to help. It's meant to assist. And otherwise we wouldn't have angels and our burning bushes talked about in the Bible. I just think we just don't consider the modern day miracle of that, and we have there you go. You can see our eagle formed. It's a very particular eagle, very different than anything else that has come out. As far as I've drawn hawks before, those have come out, but never a bald eagle, like the symbol of freedom and that. Funny, my husband was just actually talking to me about his chakras being blocked, and I was teaching him how to unblock those for himself, because obviously it's not feasible for me to do that for him all the time. And he's very lucky. Yeah. So in that sense, yeah, I had to kind of work on that. Oh, we've got a little one, a little animal guide. We've got oh, it's interesting. It's like a little, I don't know how to say, it's like a little chipmunk, a chipmunk. I've never had that come out either. So that's interesting. Very interesting. Little bitty chipmunk. Cute, cute, cute. So we were talking about, chakras, and he was feeling blocked. And, one of the things, if you're around me a lot, especially family and friends, they kind of comes natural territory that you start sensing, if you're blocked or if your chakras are. He said he felt tired. He felt like melancholy, like angry, like a sort of like a hidden kind of anger, if you would, disconnected, no joy, no passion. That's how he said he knew. So think about it, kind of how it. Oh, maybe that's for you. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, little bitty guy. Very interesting. So that's how he said he knew. Each person feels it kind of differently. I don't know how you feel it, but that's how he felt. I'm waiting for some other parts to show up. Let's see, got these rocks in here. Okay, there's some shapes coming through. Cool. I think one of the things that most people don't realize is how much your body shifts during the day, and how much it can cause you to be disconnected, right? And how much my lips are very dry today. How much the chakras play a part in that, and when you're off, you're off. Truth be told. Yeah, I'm very curious too, because the full moon is today. What's gonna end up shaping our journey into the next year, because I'm not looking at that, not because I don't normally, but just because I haven't. Okay, we're having some light language come in, which is also interesting. Light languages are not languages that take form, for those who do not know. All right, so this is what we've got so far. Here's part of what was coming in. Here's the eagle. Here's the little chipmunk over here. This is just now forming. This is connecting to the unseen light language world. So, see if I can get that. Get that in. All right. All right, so we are done with our light language here. I'll try to bring that in closer so you can see. It's a little bit bright. There we go. It's trying to focus for you. Here's your light language. Here's your eagle. This is a particular frequency. So happy to bring this to you. If you are interested in what I spoke about, let me know. And I'm going to jump off for today. And I'm going to fill in with a little bit of color, some Mr. Sketch. All right. All my love, and I hope you enjoyed your magical session for today. And if you have any questions, if you're catching this later, please let me know.